Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is Enderal, Forgotten Stories. Now, once again, we return to a video where we are not where we last left off. Of course, that should be understandable given that we were in a, let's just go ahead and call it a dungeon when we last left off.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
I have since... Where do you think you're going? No. No. I have since sold all of the stuff we... Well, not all of the stuff, but all of the stuff that we cared to be rid of. Oh, we made so much money. And then spent so much more of it. And we re-equipped our buddy Samael. He's probably looking pretty spiffy. I wouldn't know. I haven't actually gone anywhere where we've needed him. We currently find ourselves back in Ark, more specifically the Sun Temple, and I came across this guy who apparently has some sort of a problem. Let's find out what it is.
Oh, yes. Guess what? There is. Some people just don't get the meaning of the word reliability.
Who are you talking about? Maybe I can help.
Huh. You're not from the Order, are you?
You got me.
Then I wonder what the blazes you're doing here. But, fine. Who am I to reject a helping hand? Elia, the novice who was assigned to me, she's supposed to help me transcribe these Pyrian tomes the Grand Master is so obsessed about. But 2 days ago, she simply vanished. If I were to guess, I'd say she's strolling around enjoying herself somewhere in the nobles' quarter. I'd go look myself, but I'm lucky if I get to breathe within all this work. Go find her and tell her to get her bloody ass up here and help me. If you do that, it won't be to your disadvantage.
Pathlessness.
Sure, why not?
Where is this supposed to lead?
We'll deal with that right after we handle... Hold on. It's not like anyone minds. Do we have anything else here
Let's hope he knows
It's
what
nice.
he's doing.
Yes. Yes, that just might work.
I don't know if I read this one. Now I have. Yeah, in this, apparently in the Sun Temple, they really don't care about anything that they have here. Unless you go into the... It's up some stairs. It's pretty high up. Anyway, there's only one room in this entire place where they...
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
Where they don't care whether you steal from them. Well, it's not stealing, because it's not stealing. If you take everything that isn't nailed down.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well...
Now to handle the other matter that we came here specifically to deal with. Lishari performed the ritual on me. There were problems, though.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work. Even though part of her report seemed to be a bit enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
Fine. Where can I find him?
In the Emporium, the last building on the left side of the temple. Just tell the guard that Aranthiel has asked for you, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget, my dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
The learning points sound cute and all, but I don't really need those. What I could use is treasure. So let's go with that.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Where is this supposed to lead?
What?
Excuse me? You're lucky I'm doing a job for you. Now, we sort of have two things we need to take care of here.
Let's hope he knows
What?
what he's doing.
Ooh, we can go up. It sucks. I'm currently unable to re-equip myself. I don't want to get rid of any of the set bonuses I currently have going, of which there's like only the one from Ratcatcher. But still, I'm getting some... Oh. I didn't realize that. What? You know, I think I've killed something that looks like this. Well, it says interact with it, but that's not a thing I can do. I've sworn I heard something open. So everything else here I can take as I see fit, but the Grand Soul Gem, that was the straw. The pea sweet I need to make, what was it? The pea sweet I need to make ambrosia. What in the world? I picked up some rat skin in order to make disease cures. But I don't want that extra weight on my person. Is there anything else? Yep. Okay, so we're supposed to be looking for Ranthiel and a
This
wandering...
is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
and a wandering novice.
Pathlessness. Wherever you look, where is this supposed to
Oh, here we go. Why are you dressed so brightly? You are not the one I seek. Yeah, I'll take another one of those. Anyway, we need to find this way, right? Yes, 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 yes. I just left this area. The business with the novice will have to wait. Pretty sure I've gotten everything that's worth getting here. Since...
Suspicion, Tila. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries.
That is a lot.
This Pegast said.
May as well take it.
After the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside...
Don't worry, I am actually listening to them.
As I do.
Tila, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Tilor. Back then in Kira. And we
Natara,
all know
the mission will happen. I'm sorry.
you have a visitor.
Yeah, you do.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teola Aranthia, son of WeArEuS I and Grandmaster of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name?
Jucro. You wanted to see me?
Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
Uh-huh. You're talking about the Red Madness, aren't you?
Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Veen is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I.
The visions. So, you know where they come from?
I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthia. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerine. I still do not know why he spared me.
If he was your son, why did he hate the gods so much? Shouldn't he have been devoted to them?
There were circumstances favoring the development. But it's a long story, which we won't discuss now.
Of course not. And yet you managed to free yourself from that prison on Nera.
Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams. I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me.
You're lucky he was a former acolyte. But they weren't your enemies then.
Yes, but he did not recognize me. He brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. He said something that I had never expected.
You got your name wrong?
I was not alone. He, as well as many others, magically gifted and dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew.
Why are you so
Now it
fast?
turned out to be the truth. The come from the same place. They are a shared memory.
You mean the dreams originate from what? A common mind?
A collective subconscious, yes. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans.
Thus the excavations and all of the parts that I've been picking up. So what did you find out?
3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
Given how much work they've done, I would assume that this isn't just a flippant leap in logic they're making here. Not excessively so, anyway. So, you mean the chronicles of each civilization are identical?
Not identical, but one can split them up into episodes which repeat themselves in the very same manner, into patterns.
And so this is your explanation for the Red Madness?
Yes, dramatically put, they're the envoys of the end.
Huh. So you mean to say that the end of humanity lies ahead?
Yes, it does. At first we considered it absurd, as probably you do at this moment. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They too ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing.
How in the world did an entire civilization just disappear?
That is the question we need to find an answer to. The end was not violent, at least not in a sense as we know it. There was no natural disaster, no magical explosion, no plague. Even though there was war in the Pyrean Empire before its ruin, when the cleansing happened, it was as if all living beings simply fell down and died. It is ghastly.
So where do I come in? Where do these visions and these powers come from?
Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well.
Characters recur.
Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet.
I'm supposed to be a prophet.
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly.
So am I to take it that this is the reason the Neremese mages are here? You know, Firespark, Pegas, Skyrim?
Yes. Former enemies or not, both sides have understood the magnitude of the threat. The magical knowledge of Narazul's former mages is vast, as is the power of the Holy Order. Even though not all of the Keepers agree, as you probably have already noted yourself.
So if I play a role, doesn't that mean that something is controlling me, controlling us?
No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
So what defines this prophet, then?
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future.
What do you mean?
Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well.
I guess that makes a
You
kind
can
of
feel the
sense.
thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help.
Why do you think we can overcome this cycle where everyone else has failed?
That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die?
Alright, if I can help, I'll do what I can.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial.
Why would I have to join you?
It is. Whatever you think about our story, we are the only faction that is strong enough to oppose the cycle. If you want to be part of our mission, you need to have access to our knowledge and resources. There will be voices in the Order speaking against your admission, as they are speaking against the presence of the Neremese mages. Consider it an honor or a necessity. It is up to you.
What kind of test?
It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival.
Fine. Where can I find them?
At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter, if and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
Now, with all that said and done, we are actually not going to do that right now. That seems like something that might cut off our ability to interact with just Spar at the...
One day.
wherever it is he is. I was told the novice was in the Noble's Quarter. Supposedly.
It just doesn't work, Master, no matter how hard I try.
Yes, and there you have the problem. You try.
I'm afraid I do not follow, Master.
Okay, I'll admit, it was a little cryptic. Tell me, do you remember the lecture Magister Diana gave last moon?
Yes, I think I do. You mean the one she held a few days before that thing with Magister Yarrow happened?
Yes, exactly. Do you also remember how she described the workings of magic? The secret of it, if you will.
Wait. She said the key to magic is that... that... the Black Guardian, I forgot. I am sorry.
She said, the secret of magic is to see possibilities where there were none. Do you understand what she's trying to say with that, Tullius? The only reason we Arcanists can cast magic is because we see the world differently than other people. We don't conjure the fireball, the scorching air, the smoke. All of these are just some of the millions of shapes the here and now can take on. All you need to do is see the reality you need and transfer a part of it to ours. And this is what I mean by your problem is that you try. Everything you need to cast a spell was always here. It still is, and will always be. You only need to be the one who brings it into our reality. The scrolls, the hand signs, those are just a means to help you with that. Now look. Do you see it? The fountain, the water particles, the sudden acceleration in that one particular moment. They were always here. I was only the one who brought them together in this reality.
Now, don't
and
look
in
at
this
me.
very moment.
I think I understand.
If this were the case, you would be a more gifted mage than the Grand Master Aranthio was in this Nova case. But you will understand with enough work and tenacity. Now come on, let's go back to the temple. You've done well today.
Now, we're looking for a female novice. Ooh, a knowledge option. This woman wants me to go check up on her mother, who is the one who produces the paintings for her art gallery. Her mother's been incommunicado, let's say.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you? I thought I heard an accent there. The Dark Valley. It's, as the name suggests, a valley, a few miles north of the Whispering Wood. Not a place I would recommend you visit based on its history, and all the people who've been killed there. Nowadays, with the Red Madness, it's even worse. The place is practically swarming with lost ones.
soon to be was. Let's see. Oh, right, we need to put away all of this. Oh, him. We need to put away all of this metal we have. Yeah, that's a lot of metal. Yeah. Oops. Whoops. You see, Starling Gyro. Okay, we're down to 341 weight. Much of that is the wine, though, so... Well, no, we only have 15 wine that we bought in the other pack. The other 15 wine that we have, premium wares. Really? The other 15 wine that we have is in our spectral chest.
My friend. Now look at that. A new face. How can Gabor serve you today? A Pyrean dagger, mayhaps? No? How about an ancient claymore for the steps of Ereziel?
What is it you're selling?
Say that again.
No.
Oh, by the name of the sun! You're Neremaze, aren't you? And even better, you're from Ostian. Oh, by the now deceased seven gods. What brings you here? To Enderal, I mean.
Long story. I take it you're from Ostian, too.
Indeed, I am. And before you ask, I fled, just as you probably did. Even though the artist inside of me loves the chaos, the family man doesn't. At least not enough that he would risk the life of his family. And well, now here I am. By the face of time, what a dull place this is. The people here, this endless rambling about the path and Malthus. I would have never thought the Order could actually succeed in keeping the truth about the Lightborn's death from the people so long. But in a place like this, that problem pretty much solves itself, it seems.
Yeah.
The people here are so obstinate. I was surprised to find out they do not still pray to a Satyron.
You're an artist, you say?
Oh yes, that I am. Painter of the black powder, the fiery moments, one could say. In Nerem I could make a living from that. But in this country, my art is not exactly acknowledged.
Schlavians. I found a volume of The Butcher of Ark. Could you tell me something about these books?
The forbidden book? Don't hold it against me, but I'd rather keep quiet about that. Maybe ask that librarian, WeArEuS. He always struck me as the free-spoken type.
Noted. Soon to be forgotten, but noted. So now you sell artifacts. How do you find them? You don't look like much of a crypt crawler to me.
Oh, my friend. If I were to tell you this, what reason would you have for my services? Secret of the trade.
I see. That's probably something I should have expected.
Of course.
Let's see what this guy... Well... So, you got nothing. Big old fat nothing. Hey. Looky here. Don't need another one of those. I need 2 of these, 1 more of that. And this. Ooh, what we can do with that. I'm definitely coming back here once we reset the time. So he's got 3 mentalism adept books.
Of course.
How much are they? Ooh, I'd have to go and put my gear on. Well, looks like we've got to put our gear on.
Take care.
Okay, let's see. And then mesmerize. Why are you looking at me?
My friend.
Hey, buddy. Hey, what's up? By the way, I still wanted to buy something.
Certainly. Just take your time.
Okay, let's see how much of a discount we got on this stuff. Mentalism Adept. Yeah, that'll do. I think we're past Adept on one-handed. No, we're close. And I just found out something really super useful about the... What is the bag we have? Not medium. Huge. Huge backpacks sell for $364, which is, frankly, it's not an insignificant amount of pennies. It takes a lot of material to make them, though. That's the trick. It takes 1 gold ingot, 5 leather, and I think 3 leather strips. It requires something else. I see it in my head, but I don't remember it right now. But you make these, and you can sell them for thousands. I can take all of his money if I had enough gold. I have enough gold. It just takes a lot of leather. But I can make a lot of leather. That's not really an issue. So I just have to keep in mind when I'm out killing things to take their hides when I can. Now, for this, I don't really care about how much money I spend. The little mouse. I guess. Vader's tongue. I don't need that anymore. What? He has 10 of these. Fascinating. I wonder if these refresh. His stock of them, I mean. I don't think I'm going to be spending that kind of money just yet. He says going ahead and spending 1,000 anyway. Costs a memory point. We'd have to go and kill really strong enemies to get that back.
Safe travels.
Wait, what else do you have?
Of course.
Let's go with value. You don't have anything good. That's unfortunate. Nope, just garbage, more or less.
Take care.
You too, my formerly glowing buddy. What in the world? You have all of this stuff over here, but none of them in your inventory for selling. Why are you like this? Look. Wait. And now to put away this stuff we put on. This. Okay, I think we're set with that. I may as well go ahead and eat those books too while I'm thinking about them, otherwise I'll forget. And then I'll be looking at them sideways when I catch them in here later. Wow, that is Blessing of the Wise One 2 added to my spell book. Also, that is a lot of XP. I mean, a lot if you're this low.
Yes? What are you doing here?
Minding my business. You should try it. This is what I wanted to check. Blessing of the Wise One 2 increases your primary fighting skills permanently by 2. Not as impressive as I was hoping it would be. Anyway. Let's see.
What?
But that's how it is.
Right, we're looking for
Life
the
is what you
novice
make of it.
girl. Pretty sure I remember what novices look like. How they're dressed more accurately. He said she should be here.
That's just how it is.
What bless?
I've been in there before. Huh. Just want to see what he has in his pockets. The answer apparently being absolutely nothing. Yep. Really? Don't get me wrong, I've been all over this city, but there's still places I haven't been, and I think this is one of them. The door cannot be opened, but it says it has a novice level lock. We eat those. Is there another way in?
Yes? Cobblestone
Intellectual
and
aristocrat.
between
Where?
darkness and light.
None of you are novices.
Hello.
Bye bye. Came this way.
The spears of the red
What?
driving the swords into the bodies.
Huh. Well, what else can we do but check this? Eventualities.
Work, work, work.
Last 2 days, most likely walks around in the Noble's Quarter or the Barracks Quarter. Well, I'm almost certain that she isn't here. You know, I mean, if she's walking around the Barracks Quarter, well, I kind of assume what she's doing, but miraculous mixtures. I don't want to be shopping all for the majority of the video, but
I understand your turmoil, madame. But still, right now, the Order cannot.
Waste a keeper to search for a pathless heretic? That's it, isn't it?
This is not what I said.
But what you thought. You know what? You should be ashamed, all of you. When I was young, being a keeper meant something. But I suppose those times are over.
Anything else I can help you with, madame?
you're Marilla's apprentice, right? What are your tasks?
Oh, nothing big. Handling potentially lethal concoctions, extracting goat bladders, making sure this place doesn't get blown to smithereens. Your usual Tuesday afternoon, I guess.
Cool. Nice chat. Going right around you.
What is it?
I overheard your, discussion with the Keeper. Something troubling you.
Oh, whether there's something troubling me? Let me think. Yes. For example, that the Holy Order, since that Aranthiel is holding the reins again, cares more about digging up Pyrean ruins than taking care of the people of this country. Ugh. Forgive me. I shouldn't have said that. It's just... never mind. Is there something you need? I need to get back to the shop.
Wait, maybe I can help you.
No. I appreciate your offer, but it would be too dangerous. It would have been a mission for a keeper, but they are too busy polishing their armors.
Believe me. Believe me when I say I can take care of myself.
Oh my. Well, fine. Who am I to reject a helping hand? I am missing someone, and I'm not speaking figuratively. My son, my only son.
Sorry to hear that. What happened?
It's complicated. Have you ever heard of the Brotherhood of Kor?
Not that I'm aware.
I see. Then you haven't been in this city for long. The Brotherhood of Kor were pathless ones. Heretics, as the Order would call them. They demented the divinity of the Lightborn and instead prayed to some barbaric deity called Kor. Initially, they were ridiculed. But thanks to their leader and his talent to poison lost souls with his ideology, more and more our people, especially Sublimes, converted to his cult. And, well, among them was also my son, Rucus. I don't know where I failed as a mother, I really don't. 4 times a week I took him to the chapel to pray when he was a boy, and I always kept him away from dangerous influences. Girls, boys, you know what I mean. But apparently that wasn't enough. He was one of the first to convert and take those ridiculous vows, even though he wasn't even 20 winters old back then. I suppose there's only so much you can do as a parent.
You said he took vows? What kind of vows?
A vow of silence, and please do not ask me what for. It has something to do with the followers of Kor believing language somehow poisons the mind. Some pathless rubbish.
I think I see what he's going for with that particular vow. If they don't speak, they can't ask questions. They can't ask questions, they can't leave. Or ever think to leave. And so where's this brotherhood now? This is the first time I've heard of them.
Yes, because the Order, Malthus be praised, banished them from the city. The Kor didn't bother too much, but apparently one of their seers has had some kind of vision only shortly before that happened.
Oh.
She saw an island in the Red Sea near Doomville. So, this is where they went. They built a small settlement there about 5 winters ago, and WeArEuS went with them.
You haven't heard from him ever since. They want me to ask stupidly because he has a vow of silence that he's taken.
No, nothing. But even so, I wanted to know he was all right, so I paid a myriad warden to, once each moon, fly over the island to see if everything is in order, so to speak. And, well, this is essentially what's troubling me. For 3 weeks, the island has been deserted. No sign of life anywhere.
And this is why you wanted the Order to see what happened there. I see why you're worried. I'll go take a look.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. If you could find WeArEuS, I would be happy to reward your efforts. You see, I just want to know if he's all right.
Understandable.
Aside, he is still my son. Anyway, best you talk to the myriad warden in the South Quarter. He can take you somewhere close to the island. I will be in my shop.
No? I think I might just do that.
Yes? Have you been to the island?
No, show me what you're selling.
Yes, of course.
Let's see. Cure disease potion is just as expensive as the ambrosia. Southwood Farmers Coast. I'll take another one of these. You know, she says to go to the southern mirrored tower, but you know, the last time I tried to do that, I got lost. Or turned around, I suppose is the cleaner way to say it. What do we need from here? Frankly, I could take all of this. Life absorption rank 5. Why does she have 10 of these? Life absorption being light magic is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of. So now we've got something new to do.
Have you been to the island?
Oh, good lord. Okay. So I've been looking for the novice, but I haven't seen anyone in novice clothing, which is typically the bright red garbage bags they have them wearing. But I want to make sure I'm thorough about it. I can't check that basement. This takes me right back where I was. I can't check the freaking basement because it requires a key, and the guard out front doesn't carry the key. Was that a plant? Yes. A need thistle. Thistle is also an alternative ingredient for ambrosia. Ah, nice. This is the house I'd get if I bought it from the bank. I don't need it, though. Down Mercer's estate. Oh, that's certainly an option. I had no idea that was there. Okay, I guess we have to go to the... That's a bathhouse. Yeah. We need to go to the barracks quarter. But it's after 8. There it is.
They purse their lips, so dark and red.
Have you heard? Naren has been united again. But their leader...
Or a stone hand, I think.
Oh, how nice of you to ask.
I don't care about
I
you.
don't blame us.
We need to go to the marketplace, but if we go to the marketplace, we might end up missing... What's her face? I am hoping to find this girl before we need to go rest and usher in the new day. A new day, I should say. So she's around here, maybe. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
What? Did you say something?
What's the matter?
No, I'm perfectly fine. This is a grave, and I'm kneeling in front of it. I couldn't be better. I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that. I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
So whose grave is this?
My sister, Gadia. She... I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple. The Red Madness.
Yeah, Magister Yarrow.
And you've heard about it. My sister. She was a novice, just as I am. And she... You know, she met this boy. He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved. She wanted to leave the city with him. Travel the lands. Just like in the Bard songs. I called her a fool. I told her that it was our path to serve the Order, and that leaving here would be a sin. 3 days later it happened. She sat in the first row in Europe. You know.
So, you blame yourself for her death?
You say it as if it were far-fetched. But it is my fault. Without me, she would be with that boy in Dunville. Building a new life.
Well, you're not
It is
wrong.
my fault she was in the lecture that day. No matter how I twist and turn it. This is how it is.
Look, no one could have seen that coming. If anything is to blame, it's the Red Madness. Let's not exactly blame Yarrow himself, though, you know?
Easy for you to say. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words. Walk blessed.
Okay. I wonder if the temple can even be accessed at this point in time. I don't imagine it would close. But here we go. Maybe I should have turned on the light. It's Sun Temple. Okay, that's the one.
Have you heard it? Apparently, WeArEuS Correlation sent an emissary.
Walk blessed.
Elia's on her way back to the temple. She was in the graveyard mourning her sister.
Of course. Her sister. I completely forgot. Oh, Hero, you damned old fool. I guess I should be lenient with her. Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here.
Who did he just give that to? Did he give you my money? My XP? Look at him. Those shifty eyes. I'm watching you. And so that'll do it for us today. We've done a bit, and we've certainly progressed the story, and we've learned a lot about what's actually going on around here. And we've learned that no matter what we do, we have a part to play in it, regardless of how things turn out. Interesting. We also managed to find a novice who was, as you saw, not merely wandering around, but taking some personal time to mourn someone close. I have an idea of what we can do next episode, and that, my friends, is probably going to be... We need to go and kill Six Hoof. I'm getting hung up on the name because it's really weird. It's Six Hoof. It's just silly. Anyway, we need to go kill Six Hoof. We need to go find the woman's son. That's probably something we should start with. But we'll get into all of that next time. So with all that said, we will see you next time.